In the beginning, the whole thing started because I'm a chiropractor by profession, and I was in a treatment room one day with one of my patients who has a disabled daughter and able-bodied children. And I had a child who was able-bodied, just had one child, and I was finding, that quite challenging, adapting to motherhood. Yes. And she had 4 children at the time, all young. Well, one had quite significant disabilities. And I said, well, how do you navigate them? Because at the time I was going to the park with my daughter and I'm running around after her, and I'm thinking, well, how do you do it when you've got 4 and you've got one in a wheelchair? Yeah. And she was just explaining to me how deeply challenging the whole thing was, that yes. She was divided between, do I play with my able-bodied children and then leave my daughter parked up on the side, but then I go to the park, there's nothing for her to do, she can't even get onto the ground sometimes. And so then I have to sit there, so then I can't play with my able-bodied yeah. children. And it was just a conversation where it broke my heart, and it sat with me for ages. Through my work at Alison's house, who is the chair of Godshill Parish Council, I happened to say to her, I knew we had a park in the village, but I knew it was very outdated. It was completely inaccessible. And yet we had this amazing village with a primary school and all this community. And I said, are there any plans to upgrade the play facilities in the village? Because this story had really touched me about, can I do something? Yes. And Alison quite rightly said at the time that there isn't the money and there's nobody to take on the project. I just said, let's do it. From a fundraising perspective, this project of this size, I had a vision of what I wanted it to look like. I wanted a separate toddler area because I had a toddler and I know they need to be kept safely. I wanted a place for older children to come and play, but ultimately I wanted that wheelchair swing, this wheelchair swing here, because there isn't one on the Isle of Wight. This was what I wanted above all, was a place where people could come with wheelchairs. We applied for lots of grants, we had stuff to do with the lottery. Then, like many projects, COVID hit and just wiped everything out, and then we were starting from the beginning. And then by the sheer wonderfulness, we suddenly, when we thought the project was gonna just fall on the wayside.
We had a couple of donors who got in touch with us, and they were moving to the village. They wondered why this had stopped, why the project
They'd followed
had stopped.
The project.
They'd followed it from abroad, and when they realised, they asked about it. We told them the story, and they went home, and a week later we got a text from them saying, how about if we fund a large proportion of this? With the help of Gift Aid and the money already raised, we were able to go ahead.
It's been an absolute labour of love. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There has been a lot of tears over the 9 years, but it's been worth every bit of it to see the vision come here and see it and see this swing and see children come. How have we found working with Sovereign?
With Richard, it's been absolute pleasure, Richard, because you've always been at the end of the phone if I've phoned, and you've always phoned back immediately.
It's been great working with you and with Sovereign, because you took my vision, you made it into what it is today, and here we are now. We're still working together.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we move forward.
It's about the relationship. I think it's safe to say on the back of this, and certainly now with other councils involved on the island, and very much inclusive aspect now is really sort of pushing the way. That's where most councils with play parks existing, they're looking now to develop.
I was here on Sunday and there were people from all over the island using the play park, and I had a chat with somebody from Wootton who was brought up in Godshill, and she said she spreads the word, and they are sort of asking of their areas.
Yes.
Godshill can do it, why can't we?